Hello YouTube family, what is up? Okay, so if I'm looking a little bit different, I am filming off a different camera. I hope you guys like this so much more because the other one was, it was cool for what it did, but this is going to be our new setup from now on. So I hope you guys really enjoy. So I am going to be doing a look for you guys today. It's going to be kind of like a chit chat. I hope you guys enjoyed the holidays. So it's going to be like a chit chat, makeup look, get ready with me. Introduction to like the new year, what you guys can kind of expect. And I kind of think that I might let you guys know it's kind of going to be like a mini story time within this video, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like it may get a little bit long, so I don't really know if I want to turn this into a story time or not, but we'll see. So in this look, I guess it's going to be mainly profusion. So I know I've kind of been doing not really high end, but like mid-level eyeshadow palettes more so because you guys know that we've been doing a lot of BoxyCharm unboxings. So I've been introducing a lot of those palettes and they've been kind of $80, $30, $45, $50, $60 palettes. So we're going to go back into the profusion, and I wanted to kind of let you guys know I'm going to really be focusing on really affordable eyeshadow palettes. So we're going to be looking at this palette today, and we're also going to be looking at Festival and the Spectrum palette today. Now these are some of my favorite palettes that I have in general, not just from Profusion. Profusion is just one of my favorite brands. I always kind of gear to them. I really like their what is it? I really like their the consistency of their formulas. That's what it is. I really like their formulas, and I don't like to break their bank. So I am a working woman. I am a mom, but I work hard for my coin. No, I work smart for my coin. So I am a business owner, but I'm also an engineer, but I do not play about my coin. So I'm always looking to find ways to get the best quality, but also make the most out of my money. And especially since COVID has hit, although I won't say that it hasn't. I won't say that because I guess that's kind of insensitive, but I know that COVID has affected a lot of different families. So I really wanted to focus on budget-friendly brands and bring those to my channel. I feel like I've kind of always done that and talked about those, especially in the beginning. Well, I'm still in my beginning, but especially in my early on videos, you'll see I've always used budget-friendly brands because that's just what I always use. But I feel like the more I've been doing BoxyCharm unboxing, I've really been trying to use up some of those palettes and some of those products. So you guys haven't been seeing that as of recent, but excuse me, I've been wanting to find more and more products that I can introduce to a lot of people who aren't getting BoxyCharm subscriptions. You don't want to pay the subscription, or let's say you do get them, but you want to kind of pick up a few things that you may not be receiving in your BoxyCharm. I want you guys to find brands that you like and that offer super affordable things, but you trust those brands. So you'll be seeing some of those videos, so that look out for that future content. Also, let's go ahead and kind of talk about this. Let me kind of get my brows on. That's the only thing I didn't pull out. I actually got that here. So, in terms of so if you guys watch my BoxyCharm unboxing, not I believe it was the Luxe, or maybe it was the Premium. I'm not sure which one it was, because I think this time I actually got my Luxe before I received my Premium. So I think it was the Luxe. One of my palettes was missing some products, and I'm just gonna clip back my hair. So my Luxe palette, my Luxe box was actually missing. It was actually missing products, and it also was, my eyeshadow palette was swatched, like it literally had a fingerprint in it. And don't get me wrong, I kind of feel like, okay, so if you have not seen that before, I've seen videos where some of my favorite YouTubers have said like, hey, you know, I've received product from BoxyCharm. I'm just gonna speed this part up. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm using a new brow product because I'm trying to use up the brow pencils that I have before I go and pick up more. Try not to be wasteful, you guys, because I have way too many, and you guys. So, but what I was saying is that I'm really, dang, what was I about to talk about? Okay, so if you, I was about to say that, so I had swatches in my eyeshadow palette, and some of my favorite YouTubers that I watched unboxings for before I even subscribed to BoxyCharm, like not before, but like when I had BoxyCharm, like in the beginning. And I was like, oh man, like I've never had swatches. Some of them said that they had eyeshadow palettes that had been swatched, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even know what I would do. I would be so mad. You know, that's so gross and it's disgusting. Not to mention, like, we're in a pandemic. I couldn't, like, what is going on? So my like this palette here was swatched, and so I wanted to get the look out, so I cleaned it with alcohol, you know, like basically how, you know, a makeup art, you know, you do when you're a makeup artist. So I cleaned it really well, and I was just like, I need to get this look out. And I didn't use the color that was swatched with literally a fingerprint, and I was so disgusted, you know. So I reached out to them, and at first I was like, okay, so I'm going to reach out to them and see what they say, see if they can send me out like a replacement product. Just give them a chance. And, you know, the customer service, for the most part, they were like, okay, you know, it's fine. You know, we apologize for that. And of course, it's, you know, over email because they don't have a phone number. So they are like, we'll send out a replacement. So immediately I got an order number. Now this was December 14th. They placed an order for my missing product and my damaged product to be sent to me. Do you guys know, to this day, I have no shipping information has been updated. And I know the holidays and everything, but this was even before, like, it should at least have been sent. You know what I'm saying? No tracking information. It just has been placed. So I was just so disappointed, you guys. I mean, just frustrated, disappointed. And at first I wasn't even like paying attention to it, but then when I went back on there and I saw it wasn't moved, like it hadn't even moved, and this was like 2 days ago, like I hadn't even been thinking about it. And then I was like, what? Like it hadn't even moved. So I just reached back out, and they were like, oh, if you don't hear anything in the next couple of days, then let us know. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. So I canceled all 3 of my boxes. So for you guys that don't know, I was subscribed to BoxyCharm, like base, premium, and luxe. And I was just like thinking like, and this wasn't even just because of my experience. To be honest with you, the experience was just what topped it off. Like at first, in the beginning, I was so excited to get BoxyCharm. And I'm about to end this conversation right now, but I was so excited because, but I was like, yo, but all the things that I'm getting, like I give most of the skincare away because I have such sensitive skin Like, y'all see how my skin's red right now. I have such sensitive skin. I'm not using the skincare anyway. Then I've been getting things in my BoxyCharm that don't fit my skin tone. So it's just turning out not to even be worth it. So I was just like, I'm just going to pass. Like, it was more than just the swatches. And it was more than just them not even shipping it out. It was just turned out not to really just be for me. But if you guys feel like, this is not me saying you guys shouldn't do it. If you want it, continue to get it. But I just want you guys to know I will not be reviewing it because I'm no longer subscribed. So I wanted to get that out of the way in the first part of the video and kind of move on to the latter part. So some of the other things that I wanted to talk about in the video. Okay, and so now I'm going to kind of go into the festive palette here. I'm going to go into like these cream, like not cream, but like creamsicle, I guess, like orangey colors. And then here and here. So I'm going to use my Luxie brushes. Or I was, but that one's dirty. And these have dark colors, so I'm gonna go into some clean brushes. Okay, so this is Luxie too, but yeah. So I know that was kind of long, but I just wanted to kind of give you an explanation. I know some of you guys may really enjoy that, so I apologize. But I mean, I just got to do what I got to do, you guys. So the first color I'm going to go into is going to be like this cream. I keep saying cream, but I keep thinking like creamsicle, like what you get off the ice cream truck. But I'm going to go into this orange color here. And then I'm going to go into my crease. So the first question I have is going to be, not question, but this is going to be like goals, talking about goals for 2021. And it's not really a question, but it's going to be like just kind of like topics that we're going to talk about. And I guess for me, I have never fear your goals are so big that you won't say them out loud. Have you guys ever felt that way? Where you're like, somebody's ever been like, oh my gosh, or you're creating your vision board and you're like, dang, you know, I don't even want to show my vision board, or I don't even want to talk about what I'm hoping for because, you know, dang, like, am I hoping too big? And sometimes, you know, people will make it like, oh, well, then you're around small-minded people. But really, what's real is that it don't have nothing to do with the people that you're around. Sometimes you could just be a big dreamer. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could just be the person that everybody else is hoping for their dream car. And you like, I'm hoping never to have to work again in my life. I'm hoping God will be like, girl, I'm about to bless you with that dream opportunity and you ain't never going to have to work again. You going to bless your mama. You know what I'm saying? Your sister ain't going to have to work no more. Your grandkids ain't ever going to have to work. You know what I'm saying? Something going to come through. You know, or they hoping for that promotion and you thinking generational wealth. And I think that what's real is that people just started kind of talking about that stuff on social media. But let's be real, a couple years ago, nobody was really talking about that. I think one person, I feel like a couple of people started thinking about that and was bold enough to say that out loud. And then the people that were talking about like Mercedes-Benz and chains and stuff, then they start talking about owning houses and then buying your house cash instead of just getting approved for a loan. You know how long we've been talking about, you know how long people been dreaming about buying their home or building their home without no lender? You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things where like if you said that around your grandmama or your mom, they would have been like, girl, is you crazy? I remember when I was young, around I don't even want to say the person, but someone like around one of my elders, they was like, oh yeah, they had a really nice dining room table. And she was talking about how, oh, you know, she wanted to save up to get this dining room table. And I remember saying to her, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, but why don't you just buy it? And I was like, when I get older, I don't want to have to save up for things. And I know it sounds crazy, and I wasn't saying it as shade. I was just saying it like, my mind couldn't comprehend as a child, like, why do you have to save for things? You know, why can't you just go out and buy what you would like to have? And I know she was like, you know, girl, you don't know no better. But what's real is that kind of changes as we get I can't talk today. I'm just talking like a country bumpkin. Lord, get me together. But that type of thinking kind of changes, and you start to get think like, oh, you know, it becomes like more realistic, like thinking. But the real thing is no, like you become more limited in your way of thinking when you become an adult. Because if you start thinking the sky is the limit, you start manifesting those type of things. Because although I may not be balling out of control, but I've never had to save up to get furniture in my house. You know what I'm saying? I've never had to pay on furniture in my house. You know what I'm saying? So as much as that moment as a child, it was like, it seemed like, oh, and her response to me at that time was, oh, Mataia, you're going to have to save for anything you want in life. And now I understand what her perspective was as an adult, because there have been things that I had to save for. But at the same time, me knowing what I know now and knowing the God that I serve and knowing the possibilities in life, I'm thinking like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I save because I want to see my bank account being straight. You know what I'm saying? But anything that I desire in my life, I know that I have the opportunity of getting those things because of who I serve or because of the opportunities that God brings me. You know what I'm saying? In that way, or what I'm manifesting in my life. But does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm kind of like, when my mind gets to moving fast, I start having a hard time kind of articulating what my thoughts are. Y'all, I swear to y'all, I'm not slow, but you know, I get to thinking about a whole lot of different things, so it's hard to kind of explain. But you know, my main thing was really just never being afraid to say your big dreams out loud. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how many famous people, when they were younger or in old interviews, said where they wanted to be and now they there? You know, sometimes people had this notion and they like, oh, don't say this because your haters is listening. Let them listen, okay? The enemy ain't never stopped God's plans. You heard me. Okay? So you better say that. You got authority over them enemies anyway, them haters anyway. Remember that. All right, so now that I got a good base laid down for that, I'm being real ghetto in this video. I'd apologize, but I don't care. All right, right there. I'm gonna go in with that one. These shades, I think they did have names, but they were actually on the sheet, and I don't have that anymore. So I'm gonna go in with that color. But yeah, like I have a dream of being able to build my house from the ground up, no lenders. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Buy my house, all cash. And I know that sometimes people may feel like, oh, why would you want to do that? You could put that money somewhere else. But if I could buy it all cash, then that means I got the cash in access, or the money in access to be able to do whatever it is that I want to do. I remember this lady, I follow a lot of people who talk about, I follow this lady who talk about, I follow a lot of people who talk about, like, you know, manifesting and, you know, just living your dream life. And she was just kind of talking about this guy who was like a billionaire, and he was so down on himself because everybody always talks about how you need credit to have this. And the guy, he had like poor credit. Well, really not poor credit, but he didn't have credit. And, you know, he felt bad about himself, but it was always because the only reason why he had poor credit was because he always paid for things in cash, but he had no need for credit because he was a freaking billionaire. He bought his house cash. He lended to other people. He had, you know, investments and everything like that. And, you know, she literally would ask him, and she would be like, so what is the importance to credit for you? You know, like, credit to other people who can't afford these things, I mean, it's incredibly important, but for you, like, why do you, you know, place the importance of having these things, you know, what's that importance? And he was just started to think to himself, and was like, dang, you know, that's important. It's important to us because when you want to get approved for a car, but if you can go on the lot or you can buy that car cash, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So, you know, I don't know. And not to say, like, don't take care of your credit. I ain't saying that I got, you know, I work on my credit. I'm taking care of my credit. I'm not saying that to y'all. But I'm just saying. The things that, in theory, you know, we think are extremely important are really not. Okay, so what's the next thing? The next thing is be honest with yourself about your past and give yourself permission to move forward. Okay, the reason for me even coming up with this list of things to say was because I feel like, of course, 2020 was the year and continues to be the year of clear vision. You feel me? I feel like 2020 has humanized a lot of people. It just has. And I feel like at this time, you know, I know for myself, a lot of the goals that I set at the beginning of this year was a vision that I set for myself because I believe that I had a vision for myself. And I don't believe I was being honest with myself about who I truly am. And I'm not afraid to say that. You know, I think that I had a vision for myself of what I thought success looked like. And that vision of success was what success looked like to my mama. You know what I'm saying? What vision of success looked like to my siblings, to my daddy, you know, what it looked like to the person I was in a relationship with. But 2020 reminded me that the most important person in my life was me. And, you know, I'm going to live my life for me. And I love the people that I share my life with. However, I'm going to be happy. And freedom is where I'm my most happiest. Freedom is where I'm able to do the most, be my best self, and help the most people. Help my children. And also I feel like the story that I told about myself in my past, there were little things that I told about myself or that I was telling to myself that weren't true. I feel like I feel like I want to kind of deepen this up, so I'm gonna go into some brown. I'm gonna use a little bit of this up, but yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. It's kind of like the story of your life. And I feel like there are a lot of different versions going on within my head. And I just needed to be honest with myself on my story, on my reality, and understand that when I got honest with myself, that was how I was going to be able to move forward. Not the one that helped me cope with the situations, not the ones that helped me cope with my childhood, not the ones that helped me cope with how I handled situations, not the ones that helped me cope with behavior traits, none of that. Not the ones that helped me be okay. The God honest truth of the situations. And sometimes I wasn't okay. And sometimes it's okay to say, right now in this moment, I may look okay, but I'm not okay. But I'm going to walk into 2021 not being okay. But, I got God and I'm going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like being honest, because that's the only way you're going to move forward, or you're going to be stagnant. And I don't want to know what it looked like to be in 2020 or, moving, but not actually moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say with that. And I feel like the next one was be honest about your goals. Now I feel like that's not dark enough. And being honest about my past, I know how I'm going to be honest about how I'm going to move forward. You know what I'm saying? What do I want to look like moving forward? What's the mother that I want to be moving forward? What's the woman that I feel like I'm not seeing nothing. Let me wipe some of this orange off. And normally these browns show up. It's just so much orange. But what's the woman that I want to be first? Then the mother, then the wife. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm me at my core, then I know how to handle every other role that I can take on. So, but I'm going to figure it out. I don't even know if I want to really darken it up that much, but we're going to see. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit of shadow. Just a little bit of shadow. Just a little bit of shadow. All right, so the next one is be who you want to be, not who you feel you should be. Okay, so I was talking to T about this the other day. And I was telling him about how I felt that I be having some wild thoughts, right? So sometimes I be talking to people and I be having some mean thoughts, bro. And not mean in the fact like harmful, but mean in the fact like, this is some stupid SHIT you saying. You know what I'm saying? Mean thoughts in the fact like my initial thought of what you're saying is very abrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like say what I don't agree with what you're, not even just I don't agree. Say you say something and I think it is not the smartest thing. I will think instantly, this is dumb AF. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll think you're an effing idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I normally don't think like that. Normally I'd be like, well, dang, that's kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of been having those thoughts, and I never really think like that. Like, I honestly, legit, never. And I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get it together. Like, what's going on? And then a part of me was kind of like, is this not you? Or is this you, but you low-key masking it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay if you don't say it, because, you know, it's okay to manage your thoughts. It's okay to not say it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's okay not to, how do I say? It's okay to not be disrespectful in your delivery. You can think those things and not deliver it that way, but think it. I think, you know what I'm saying? But that still be who you are. But I don't want to be that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that type of person that thinks mean thoughts. But I think that with this person I was talking to, I think I just had kind of had enough of this person, because they was saying some, I mean, they was out of control. But I think I just kind of had enough. So that's what I think was really going on at that time. But y'all, I'm not really feeling the browns over this orange. I kind of like the orange by itself. How y'all feeling? Maybe I shouldn't have deepened it up, because then I feel like, what am I going to do on the inside? Because I wanted to brighten it back up. And here I go, darkening it back up. Maybe I need to get more precise. But yeah, the next thing is, don't try, become. So I have this thing where I always say, I'm going to try. And I don't believe that that's a good thing to do. I don't believe that you should try. You know what I'm saying? I believe that you should become. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that you should say, like, if I say that I'm going to try to do better at something, I believe that that leaves an area for you to fail. I believe that you should say that I'm going to become a better person. I'm going to become the person who doesn't curse anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Or just trying to find better verbiage in how you communicate what you're going to be doing. I just have found myself, whenever I've said I'm going to try, it doesn't fall through. It's never been. I'm just going to come in heavier with this brown, because I don't want that. So, the next one is, create and say your affirmations. So I remember in the year of 2016, I was really big, and I didn't know what I was doing necessarily, but I was really big in saying my affirmations. I actually call them declarations. And I would write them down, and me and my kids would say them every morning. And we would say them while we would drive, you know. And we would say them so much that we just knew them by heart. And whatever we were hoping for, we would just, whatever we were hoping for, everything. It happened. Like, everything that was on our list, we got. Not that it's like a genie thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not the case. But all of our declarations came into fruition. And I would just say, thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for this. Oh. I'm trying to just kind of blend this in. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for this. Or no, it wasn't thank you, God. It was I declare and decree I have my brand new this. I declare and decree that God has blessed me with my brand new car. I declare and decree that God has given me a great bill of good health. I declare and decree that this ain't looking right. It's kind of bothering me. All right, so I'm gonna go in with a color that looks a little bit closer to my skin tone, and I think it may be one in here. I'm gonna go into this color maybe. I don't know. I feel like that just made it all orange. I hate it. What is going on here? Can I do something to change that? Okay. And I don't want to go in and can I? You guys, this is like okay, so I don't like going in, and I don't think this is a good idea, but all right, so let's make it do what it do. Let's see if we can blend this down. Use some liquid. So I normally try not to blend it with a powder, but let's try to do what it do. I'm not gonna really worry about a transition shade. Oh my gosh, we're already at 42 minutes. I'm so sad right now. What am I even looking for? I feel like this video is kind of all over the place. Okay, so did I prime? No. I don't want to sit down. I'm gonna prime with this hard candy. If I even have any more in here. Okay. You guys, this last portion, I think I'm just gonna kind of speed through because it's, speed through. I got a little bit on my dress. Okay, so this last portion, so we would do the I decree and, you know, everything like that. And then also what we would do, oh, so the last thing that I recommend, or not recommend, is, but I would do, or that I'm going to do, is tithe and trust God, and then read your word and meditate every day. So if you're already doing that, then you're in good standing for sure. But just doing that for sure. I want to take that, but all right, y'all. So I'm done. This is the final look. I don't have no lashes on, and I barely even put mascara on. This is it. I actually am going to be taking a break from lashes. I'm probably going to be upping or going back to, no, I'm not. I'm going to be just putting like 3 coats of mascara on. Y'all saw that I barely even put mascara on my lashes, so I'll probably be just lining my lashes. But if I'm doing something special, I guess I probably will be putting lashes on, or I'm doing a major look. But I kind of been missing just my natural shape of my eyes, and I feel like that kind of gets taken over a little bit when it comes to my when I wear lashes. So I just wanted to do something simple, but I wanted to go over the last step, and it is tithe, trust God, and read your word and meditate. So I want to go ahead and close out this video here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know this video is super long, but as we close out 2020, I wanted to go ahead and leave these jewels with you guys. This is not something that I'm just giving to you guys. This is something I'm going to be doing actively in my life each and every day. And I just wanted to go ahead and tell you guys that I love you so much, and share with me some things that you guys are taking into 2021. And thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I love y'all so much. I love y'all for the support and for being a part of this journey with me. And thank you so much. Bye.